What are the best AI tools for copywriting? I'm glad you asked because that's exactly what we're talking about on today's episode. By the end of this episode, you're gonna know the right AI tools for you so you're not wasting any time on ones that aren't gonna work or are not worth your time. First, I'm gonna tell you about the best AI tools for copywriting, then onboarding, because we all know we need copywriting to make the sales, but we need onboarding to keep the sales. Short form video and graphics. And then we'll end today talking about automation so that you can get the most out of all of this. One of my favorite parts of what we'll talk about today too is using bots with onboarding so you have less one-on-one that you're doing so you can get the most out of your time. Next, I'll share the #1 automation tool to create your social posts and even automate their creation. And finally, we'll talk about how to integrate these tools with your daily business. All right, so let's get into copywriting. So as a professional copywriter myself, I was a little bit nervous about using AI for copywriting. I thought, is it gonna replace me? I thought, is it gonna do as good as me? Is it going to write as well as me? I was kind of worried about what it could produce and if it actually would get results. The good news is, yes, it can get results. In fact, our first 6-figure launch that we had was with AI being my co-pilot and writing these emails, these launch emails and launch social posts. And it was with the graphics from AI that were attracting people and getting them interested in the offer that I had on social. And I've got to say, some of them were really funny and really weird. Even the graphics that have like 7 fingers still do really well to capture people's attention. So what are the best copywriting tools? Now there's the best AI copywriting tools and then there's the best AI copywriting tools that you're actually gonna use. And then one of the tools that I use every single day for copywriting and pretty much everything is ChatGPT. Now I know, I hear what you're saying, but Brittany, I've tried ChatGPT, it's not working for me. I get it. Most of the time when that happens is you're not giving it good enough feedback and you're not giving it good enough instructions. So let's talk about what that looks like. So ChatGPT, what you need to do is give it clear instructions on what it is that you actually want. So if I'm just saying, write an email about this particular launch and not giving it any more information, of course it's gonna be a pretty crappy email. So what I wanna do instead is I wanna say, I want you to think like a top copywriter who specializes in direct response marketing or who specializes in conversion copywriting or who specializes in whatever it is you want them to specialize in. And then you're gonna say, and who is also an expert in psychology for this particular audience. So we're gonna talk about who your audience is, what your offer is, and how you want it to behave. You want it to behave like a copywriter who's also a psychologist, who's also an expert in your audience. The more specific you can be, the better. Then we're gonna ask it to come up with information about micro angles. That's different angles we can take in your emails. We don't want every single email to sound the same. And if most of your emails sound the same, that's probably why you're not making the sales that you want during your launch. So we want the emails to be different. We want it to hit different pain points. We want it to hit different reasons that people would buy. There's some people that are very logical buyers, and then there's other people who buy with their gut. We want to be able to address both of those people because both of those people are in your audience. So with ChatGPT, we can add that information in, we can add in information about your audience, your offer, and then ask it to start creating the content. And this is another trick that most people don't know. Instead of saying, create 8 emails for me, we say create 8 outlines first. Start with the outlines and you're gonna get much better emails. After you have the outlines, we're gonna go email by email to be able to get those done. After that, you're gonna give some feedback. I always expect to spend about 10 minutes giving feedback on the first 2 emails. And then from there, I don't need to spend very much time at all giving feedback because I've spent enough time doing it earlier on. So I give it feedback like what I like, what I don't like, and then I give it examples of what it is that I'm looking for. Next, let's talk about onboarding. My 2 favorite tools to help with onboarding. The first one is a bot tool called Aminos. And this is one too that if you are a freelancer, this is something that you can build for people and sell also. This works great if you're using it for yourself. It works great if you're selling it for other people. But pretty much everybody I know, every business owner, they need onboarding. Good onboarding is what turns a one-time buyer into a multiple time buyer. Somebody that buys from you again and again and refers other people and doesn't ask for refunds. So onboarding is very, very important. So Aminos is one. What I love about Aminos is that we can set it up so it's basically choose your own adventure. Let's say that you have somebody that's really interested in starting with point A. They can click on point A and start the onboarding process there. Maybe you have somebody else that's interested in starting the onboarding process at point D. Like, how can I make my money back right away? They can click on that one and it's gonna show them that right away. So instead of them having to follow a specific process that they might not be interested in, and by the way, that's one of the reasons people don't finish onboarding, they don't finish courses, is because you're forcing them on a path that they're not necessarily interested in or what they don't need first. This gives them the opportunity to pick what they want right away. The other one that I really like is Pickaxe. Pickaxe is really great for onboarding as well. It allows them to ask questions. You essentially upload your knowledge base, common questions that people ask you in the onboarding process, and you can use this in the sales process too, by the way, but common questions that people ask you, places that they get stuck, information they need to know, you upload all of that into the knowledge base of Pickaxe, and then they can just ask Pickaxe. This also helps you reduce some of your customer service, which, I mean, if you're the person doing your customer service, you know what a heavy load that can be when you've already had a long day. The thought of going into my inbox sometimes at the end of the day, I'm like, oh my goodness, so much. Even though I love the people that are emailing me, it just feels a little bit overwhelming. So this can help reduce some of that. It gives you more time and energy to actually talk to your audience about things that you feel excited to talk to them about, not just onboarding questions that you've answered 3 billion times. The next one I'm going to talk about is short form video. So this is taking a long form video and chopping it up. Now, the way that I suggest to do this is to have a transcript, and then from the transcript, chop into a bunch of other pieces of content. And I talk about this in some of my other videos. But with the short form videos specifically, we need some kind of video to chop it into. So if you are already creating a 6 to 10 minute video once a week, once every day, you have tons of long form video that are just waiting to be turned into short form video. And here's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna use a tool called Minvo. Minvo is my favorite tool. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just really love it and use it literally every day. It saves me so much time. But Minvo is a tool where you upload your long form video, and then once it's uploaded, you literally just click a button and it chops it into pieces for you. It uses AI to identify where it thinks the pieces are. Then you can add captions, you can add sound, you can add images, videos, GIFs, or GIFs, however you want to say it. You can add all of that into there with like a click of a button. Super, super fast, super, super easy. By far, Minvo is the best tool for going long form to short form, in my opinion. And then the next one we have is graphics. So there's a lot of graphics we can create. Let's talk about infographics first. Pictograph is the one that we want to use for turning pieces of content into infographics. This is really great for lead magnets when you have something you've already created and you want to turn it into something, but you just don't have the time to. Pictograph will turn it into this lead magnet for you, to an infographic essentially with AI. Now the next one, my favorite, is Midjourney. This is another really great AI tool to use. And something that's really cool about Midjourney is they're coming up with, it used to be on Discord, which was kind of confusing for people. Midjourney is now going to have its own platform where you can create images with just a few prompts. It's really easy to use, and the user interface is really excellent. So if you haven't used that recently, highly recommend doing that. Now, one of the things that I do with Midjourney on Discord is I can actually superimpose my face onto an AI image. So I've come up with a lot of images, and the weirder, the better. I'm telling you, if you have some marketing going on right now, the weirder you can create the image, the better. I've had one where I was like the queen of the owls, and that one does really well for me. I had one where I was wearing this gorgeous dress riding a narwhal, or a dinosaur, I think I have another one, and put my face onto it using an app in Midjourney called Insight Face, and it takes literally seconds to do. And I'm telling you, it is one of the best generators of engagement on my posts that I have done in my business ever. People love talking about the weirdness of the AI image. And every once in a while too, I'll do one that looks normal and I'll have them see, you know, what part of this is AI, and it's all the parts except for my face. So that's a really great tool to use. Now, if we want to automate so much of this, whether it's our onboarding, it's some of our copy, it's our content, the tool that I like to use is Zapier. You could also use Pabbly or Make. My favorite though is Zapier. It connects with the most, including connecting with ChatGPT, for you to be able to create your content really, really fast. Now I hear you saying, Brittany, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. Even just breaking it down to these tools still feels like a lot because I'm just starting or I haven't used them very much. Which one should I use to get the most bang for my buck? 100% is ChatGPT. That's one of the reasons I suggest ChatGPT is the copywriting tool, because it's so versatile and you can use it for so many different things. So if you can only pick one, ChatGPT is the one. It also can create images for you. It can create other content as well. So if you can only pick one, that's the one to use today. Now that you know the best AI tools to use, there are so many other things that you can do with AI. Click the link that comes with this video to download my guide of 120 different case uses for AI that you can start using today. And a lot of them are only gonna take you a few minutes, but will significantly decrease the amount of time you're spending in your business. My name is Brittany Long. Click the link that comes with this video to download that guide for free.